Hello everybody, what's going on? Vega here for SerpentX Tech, and it's time for Caffeine and Crypto. I do not have my traditional NOS energy drink, but I do have some coffee with me. I welcome you to join me with some type of caffeinated beverage of your choice, and we will go over the news. We do this every Saturday around 11 a.m., usually after Crypto Mikkel or Red Panda Mining or whoever, but today is a little bit different. So first off, if you haven't gotten into the giveaway, I believe it ends at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, basically in half an hour if you're watching this live. So if you haven't entered already, make sure you do. What's up, MC? Good morning to you. Jeffrey Harrison. Thank you for being a member of the channel. Set on Ergo until I get time to mess with it. Well, Ergo, I haven't checked it recently, but it's still one of the most profitable cryptocurrencies to mine, so I guess that's a good thing. Coffee that I'm drinking today is actually from dogelord.com, which link is in the description, where you can get coffee mugs, coffee, all kinds of stuff, or more merch like from my collection. Market's green today, but we all know that this week has been a little bit rough. It's been a serious pullback, I guess you could say, somewhere close to 51K down to 45K. But I believe most of the community that was spreading the FUD was also secretly buying in or getting into various positions. That's just speculation. All I know is that DCAing or dollar cost averaging in is about your best bet. When everything is FUD and everybody's panicking, just jump right in, get a little bit, $10 here, $5 there, $20 there, whatever you can do to expand upon your wealth. Now you can see that huge drop there. Everybody has reasons for why this drop happened, but long story short, we hit a major support level or broke it, and a bunch of automated sells happen, and we drop like a rock, all the way down to about 42.8K, and then we've been pushing kind of anywhere between 47 to 45. It's the same range we've been in here in the past as well, so this is nothing new. Realistically, we do need to break above that 52K range, but we'll see how things pan out in the long term. Let's start getting into the news. For anybody that's going to jump in last minute, don't forget the giveaway does end in half an hour. You're going to have 48 hours to respond to my email, but the email should come to you within the first 24 hours of the giveaway. So anytime between 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is in a half an hour from now, all the way to 10:30 tomorrow, you should receive an email. Then you can have 48 hours to respond to that email in order for me to, get what we need to get the ball moving, get you guys the prizes and everything. We'll probably have another one around 20K, and you can see that the name SerpentX SF has been changed to SerpentX Tech. It's just a little bit easier, rolls off the tongue a lot better, and represents what the channel is actually about, not just cryptocurrency, but tech in general. So Alex Guy, hi guys, has anyone had any issues with Chia? My GUI crashed a few days ago, so I had to reinstall, but my NFT plots are missing. All my normal plots are showing, and I deleted my DB file and did a resync. Oh no. So I hope you backed up that NFT plot. So if for some reason it crashed and the file, if you delete those files that it's in your, C users, I think it's app data, roaming, it's under one of those folders, and there's actually a couple of them. There's local and then roaming. If those files were deleted prior to you backing up your NFT, buddy, you're going to have to, that sucks. You're going to have to rebuild that. You're going to have to rebuild that and make sure that you're reconnected and then you're mining to the correct NFT, not your old one. But yeah, that kind of sucks. I haven't had problems like that, but I was able to use my main machine to move the NFT plots. I basically just copied the entire wallet. Let me show you real quick. So you got to go to your C drive, and then obviously you need to go to view if you're not showing this, show hidden items, which I'm sure you are. And then users, app data, and it's one of these, roaming, Chia blockchain. I just copied that under roaming. What else is there? Chia blockchain. That's the package files. And by the way, there was an update on September 10th, yesterday. So you should get that. So I just copied that. So basically the one that's in local and the one that's in roaming, I copied that, moved it over to my new machine. So now I can see the NFT plot or my singletary on both machines. All right, so moving on. Out. I don't understand it. So router and modem was reset literally 15 minutes ago. System is running flawlessly. Ryzen 5900X. It's got to be Comcast. I don't know what else I can do besides trying to get a business, but I can't even get business internet, which sucks. So here are why BTC levels. Here are the BTC levels to watch as 38K emerges as the bull's line in the sand. So basically, we're drawing a line in the sand that 38K is the level we're going to sit at. Bitcoin needs to retain 2 moving averages in order to stay bullish, but it's failing, as analyst shows. So when we say 50, 100, 200, those are these moving averages right here. You can see right now on the 4-hour, the 50 is above the 100 and the 200, but I believe they're talking about the daily, right? So right now we are below not only the 200, but we're above the 50 right now. We were below the 50 as well. So those are some key areas that we want to hold. If we drop any further, the next drop is what some people are saying is 38K. So keeping an eye on that would be beneficial if you got any positions or anything like that you want to play out. Let's see here. For Bitcoin to remain bullish, there's 2 moving averages will need to be maintained, with any price action lower being intra-week, a weekly close below the 50 daily moving average would not be attractive, particularly for 20-week moving average is also lost. They have their own lines, the way they draw things and stuff like that. This is often seen as a very bullish sign for market, and typically for Bitcoin, we see dumps in golden crosses and pumps and death crosses. So on this basis alone, the pullback wasn't too much of a surprise. So a lot of people were expecting this pullback, and honestly, this is a good indicator for, again, people to stay in and take advantage of the lower price Bitcoin or other altcoins, because a lot of altcoins did get hit pretty decently and was down anywhere from 10 to 15%. Some of them even more. The really low market cap S coins. So I mean, good buying opportunities. Honestly, not financial advice, but for me. It's all about the long term. It's all about what's going to happen in the long run. But 38K is what you're looking for, as some analysts have said or are saying. But basically, if you want my input, which I am not good at TA, just looking at just the basics, right? Our next level is going to be 42, right? So 42K, somewhere in there, is traditionally some level of support if we did fall. We hit that when we dropped pretty big on the big pullback day, September 7th. And then after 42, yeah, it could be 38. It could easily be 38K, which is right here. You can see that we hit that level of support before we came back up as well. So keeping an eye on things. We'll see how how the market plays out in the long term. Bitcoin is the future, despite billionaire hater says ARK Invest's Cathie Wood. Now, I call Cathie Wood, and I know a lot of the financial people, technical analysis, crypto people really like Cathie Wood. She's an advocate for the crypto industry. I basically call her, my wife doesn't like this terminology, I call her the baby mama of the crypto world. So Cathie Wood told Yahoo Finance, live billionaire, and money manager John Paulson should put a few books about Bitcoin on his fall reading list, because the leading cryptocurrency is here to stay. John Paulson made an incredible call during the mortgage crisis, and he has been a gold bug, and was safe for the most of his career. And many investors who have spent their careers focused on gold cannot understand the digital concept associated with gold, says Wood. Wood has been a long time proponent of crypto. She has exposure to the ups and the downs of the crypto throughout the performance of leveraged stocks such as Coinbase, Square, and various innovative focused ETFs. Suffice to say, Paulson has a wildly different take, similar to many other well-known old-timers. Old-timers is the key word there in the financial services industry. The Paulson and Co. founder, who shot to fame during the financial crisis for raking in billions for his hedge fund by betting against subprime mortgages, recently told Bloomberg crypto will eventually prove to be worthless. Okay. He said, I would recommend, he is saying this, would recommend anyone invest in crypto. I wouldn't recommend is what he's saying. Anyone invest in crypto who turned his hedge fund into a family office in 2020 and amid a steady drumbeat of outflows in an interview, Wood said Paulson and others like him, aka crypto detractors, are missing several important points of the topic. You can continue to read all the articles that I go over in today's videos or in this particular live stream, which is done every week, is always in the description. Let me go ahead and put up the charts here while I check out chat. Good morning, Crypto Noob UK. Hope you're doing over there, bud. All right, I bought Ethereum last night. Matthew Herbert, you bought Ethereum last night. Well, it depends on what time you did it last night. So let's see here. One day. Well, some of these things are off. But basically what you're saying is you bought Ethereum about anywhere from 3,100 to 3,200. All right. Okay. Well, we're up to 3,300. So according to why are you doing this stream? Makes no sense. 2 a.m. Okay. Well, then you should be ahead according to all that. Pro hashing has auto exchange to BTC. Yeah, but pro hashing also reports a lot of things to the IRS, and a lot of miners don't like that. They want to be able to mine their cryptocurrency without having to worry too much about the IRS, but it looks like regulation is coming and something that we're all going to have to deal with. Not sure why the stream keeps dipping down and picking back up. Very weird, guys. Again, it's not my hardware. It's not my network. It's just a swing and a miss sometimes. It's Russian roulette. Some weeks it works great. Some weeks it doesn't, which is kind of disturbing because next week, Monday, around 7 p.m., next Monday evenings, around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be having some special guests on with me, and I would love to have you if you're available and up at that time. So I just wanted to say some numbers here. This article from Insider, a market insider, Bitcoin would double to 100K by early next year, and Ether will hit as much as 35K in the long run, says Standard Charter. So we're expecting, or some people, people like to throw out numbers when these markets take a dip or a pump or whatever. I don't know what it is, but everybody wants to throw out their own numbers. So 100K by early 2022, 35K for Ethereum. I don't know. But while potential returns may be greater for ETH than BTC, risk are also higher. So, with all the issues that Ethereum's been having, especially this past week, as far as, the crazy gas fees that we were seeing, the amount of blocks that some of these pools were getting, when it's supposed to be 2 and some change, it's absolutely nuts. Ethereum has a lot of work they need to do. The dev team, and ETH 2.0 again got delayed. What was once going to happen this year turned out to be end of this year, December 2021, turns out to be sometime next year, maybe Q1 of 2022. It might be Q2. I don't know. It keeps on getting delayed, but the benefit of that is you and I, the miners, can continue to stack those sats and earn additional Ethereum as we do so. What's up, anonymous miner? I do like Brave browser. Actually, I don't have it because I reset my computer. Because again, the internet right now, like the stream dropping, I thought maybe it was software related or whatever. It's not. I don't know what it is. I have a really good Asus Wi-Fi 6 router. I have a really good actually 2.5 gigabit per second, 2.5 gigabytes per second. Excuse me, not gigabit. Modem. I got a 5900X. I got a X570 motherboard. I have a 2.5 gig NIC. I have SSDs in every slot that I can. I don't know what else it could be that's making the stream do this. But I reset the computer, and then I got to reinstall Brave. I do have Brave on my laptop, which is to my left, because actually I am on call right now. All right, moving on. Undaunted by Bitcoin flash crash, crypto bulls say this is the greatest time to invest. Well, again, not financial advice, but I would agree with that. Despite the ugly price action, most of the crypto's true believers are still just that, even as some observers question Bitcoin's head-spinning volatility and El Salvador's decision to throw in its weight behind it. CEO of Grayscale Investments says that the world's largest cryptocurrency fund manager by asset. Why do we always got to tell like their title and like how big their company is? It's like, why are we measuring you know what? It's unnecessary. Anyways, who told Yahoo Finance Live this week that there are other countries are likely to join like El Salvador in the race to make crypto legal tender? And Matt Hogan, CIO of Bitwise, also told Yahoo that it's the greatest time, they think, to enter the crypto market. A lot of the first decade of crypto was about 0 to 1. Now the question is how fast we scale from 1 to 100. A lot of that is built on what regulatory clarity we will get. And I 100% agree. Here's a picture of some Bitcoin transactions going down in El Salvador. I've seen a number of them, people buying coffee or whatever it may be. And by the way, the Bitcoin wallet that El Salvador is providing, I'm not sure if there's any Hispanics watching this right now, but I'm pretty sure that's pronounced Chavo. Like people are saying Chivo, but I'm pretty sure it's Chavo. And I know what that means in my language, but it may not mean the same thing in El Salvadoran. So we'll have to see. But it's good to see other countries getting into it. And actually, they're not the only one. I have an article back here. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up to the forefront. Ukraine is the latest country to legalize Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency. So, I mean, we're going to have more and more countries, especially countries that are in these type of states that, aren't the United States, United Kingdom, France, whatever, start to lean on cryptocurrencies as their local fiat becomes junk. And it may not become junk, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how who else jumps up in the ring and everything. So a unanimous vote in the Ukrainian parliament adopted a law that legalizes and regulates cryptocurrency. The bill was set in motion in 2020 and now heads to the desk of President. Oh God, I don't know how to spell this. Vladimir Zelensky. Until today, dealing in crypto in Ukraine has existed in a legal gray area. So we'll see how things pan out in the long run. But it really depends on, because what I'm concerned about is, all these countries are starting to adopt and allowing it and viewing it as legal tender and stuff like that. But the biggest thing is what we do here in the U.S., it's going to impact the rest of the world, or it can set the precedent for the rest of the world. They may not have the exact same regulations and stuff like that. Okay. I'm working right now, and somebody just said to me in a different language, walk once, I was a black ho he. I have no idea what this person is trying to say, but I don't think the translation came out quite right. Anyways, going back to regulation, we got situations like this, right? And I'm pretty sure some of us heard about it, CEO of Coinbase, long tweets and kind of getting a little bit emotional. To be honest, all due respect, getting a little bit emotional on Twitter. And this is a really good listen. This is a podcast, which is also linked in the description. But, the SEC threatening to sue Coinbase if they go forward with their lend program, which is basically where we lend the users, the retail investors would lend their stable coins in order for some returns, whatever it may be, yada, yada, yada. So it's very, very important how this is handled and how it's handled professionally. So Coinbase complained Wednesday about the SEC's threat to sue the crypto exchange company over its proposed stable coin lending program, also known as Lend. On crypto Twitter, the crypto Twitter lawyer community, so not just one, but multiple crypto Twitter lawyers, rose up in unison with the same kind of take on situation. This is clearly an unregistered security. You do not understand the law. Be quiet. Is what crypto Twitter lawyers were telling the SEC. So I'm starting to believe that with the expectation of a few crypto lawyers, see newsletter conversion section of examples for legal professionals, with it revolving door relationship with regulators is the problem here, because while a letter of the law reading of the Howey test says enabling holders of Circle's USDC stablecoin to generate interest constitutes a security offering, it misses the point. And by point, I mean that enforcing outdated laws is counter to the public interest. So basically, the SEC, the Constitution, or not the Constitution, the Congress, and everybody needs to update to a more 21st century technical reality that we're in. We'll see how things pan out, but I agree that if this doesn't go well, I mean, it should not impact Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin would still be Bitcoin and will continue to move forward and stuff like that. But I agree the handling of this is going to have eyes on it, and they need to do well. Not only does Coinbase and its lawyers need to do well and not be, and Brian Armstrong needs to not be petty online. I know, don't talk with emotion, talk with facts. But with the eyes on this, if this goes wrong, it's going to set a bad precedence for the rest of the exchanges, right? Binance and any other major exchanges that want to operate here in the U.S. The U.S. needs to adapt to the new world and learn to work with the new world, the new technologies, the new blockchains, the new projects, the new exchanges, stuff like that. I mean, heck, we just saw on Thursday Night Football, we just saw Tom Brady do the I'm in commercial for FTX, right? And so FTX is not available here, but there is FTX US, just like there's Binance US. So we'll have to see how things pan out. All right. Oh, Doge Lord stopped by. What's up, man? Just got home from overtime, about to go to sleep. Good night. Get some rest. Get some rest. All right, so you guys are talking to each other. MC, I have an XFX 5700 non-XT. I love it more than my 30 series. I do too, because you can really do a lot of stuff with it. And, you know, with the more power tool, with the red BIOS editor, you know, there's a lot you can do. It's a real shame that I can't do much with the 6800 or the 6000 series in general. I mean, yeah, we can use the more power tool to kind of get the power or the power draw down. But it's really disappointing that we can't do like the memstrap timings, right? So the red BIOS editor, which I've been keeping my eye out to try to see if there is, you know, a new one that comes out. But yeah, there's no page for memstrap timings. And I'm not sure if Igor just hasn't done it because of the mining community. Maybe AMD you know, said, hey, please don't do this. I'm not sure. All right, waiting for the stream to catch up. All right, so Cardano climbs 10% in a rally. Well, Cardano, we've been getting a lot of news about it and stuff like that. I've done videos on Cardano way in the past. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I did a refresh video about staking and what I look at, if you haven't checked that out already. It's not so much how to stake, but like the websites that I use to determine who I want to stake with, and then provided you why I'm staking with the group that I am, and hopefully that will help you make a decision. Because I mean, right now the name of the game, if you're not a miner and you're an investor, a retail investor, and you're just the average Joe just like me, you know, we're trying to accumulate as much as we can. Because we're not making thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars a year. We're only making the average income for the lower class or mid lower class or whatever we want to call it. So you want to maximize the amount of cryptocurrency you're getting, and the best way to do that is to somehow stake it. Now, it depends on where your staking platform is, but most exchanges are offering some type of interest. I just don't trust them. So I want to stake on a secure wallet under my control that I own the private keys to, and continue to earn interest on that. How is that going to work out with the regulation coming in the future? I have no idea. All I know is that I want to keep it. So, yeah, well, that's normally how it works. You know how, so let me read this to you. So Matt Herbert says, LOL, ADA drops 10% every time I get in. Think of it this way. You know how you're in a rush, you're going to work, and you're just rushing, right? You're like, I gotta get there. I'm gonna be late. I gotta get there. And every time you switch into the lane or a lane, because that lane's moving faster, it stops, and the lane you were just in goes faster than the lane you just got into. It always works out that way. I hate it, but it always does. So my best recommendation is don't trade with emotion. DCA in if you're the average investor. If you're a miner, maybe consider taking some of the assets that you mined and exchanging percentages, not the whole thing, percentages for a different cryptocurrency that you believe in. But you got to really do your own research. Cardano is one that I really supported since way back in the day, and I'm glad to see that it's doing well. So it's up about 10%, 10.3% on Saturday. This is the largest one-day percentage since September 11th. The move upwards pushed Cardano's market cap up to 85.916 billion. Actually, let's go look at that real quick. So let's go to CoinMarketCap. And it's still maintaining that third position. Ooh, okay. All right, Cardano. Okay. I mean, it's climbed up pretty good, guys. Solana's up there too. Solana's climbed up pretty good. So, I mean, we could easily see Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, BNB be like the top coins. And Solana's not too far behind BNB, but yeah. So anyways, Cardano's pushing up, making moves. And it has traded between 2.36 and 2.774 in the previous 24 hours. Over the past 7 days, Cardano has seen a drop in value. It lost almost 8.31%. The volume of Cardano traded in 24 hours to time of writing was about 6.6 bill or 4.86%. So Cardano is making moves. But why is that? Well, Cardano has something going on today, right? So Cardano is got what's called the Alonzo upgrade. And with the Alonzo upgrade, let me just go ahead and read this to you. So Ethereum and Cardano rank first and second in terms of monthly active developers. Cardano vies with Ethereum as one of the most active developer reports. So it's up there as far as activity, with 160 to 165 per month, respectively. Additionally, other protocols, including Avalanche, Ocean, Terra, and Cosmos, came on strong in the last year with triple-digit growth over the previous year. GitHub commits is a proxy indicator of blockchain community's underlying health, though an imperfect one. Nonetheless, glancing at last year's report is instructive in determining how serious to take these numbers. And that's actually that's a very good point. So a lot of people that I bump into or that might ask me a question on my AMAs about, hey, what do you think of this crypto? What do you think of that crypto? Let's just say, for example, let's pick something here. Let's say Terra Luna. And this is probably a bad example. But what I look at is obviously look at the basic charts, but I look at the volume. What is the 24-hour volume? The volume's only like 25K, then it's on one exchange and only one person's trying to pump it. I usually try to look at things that have volume of at least 200K or above. If we're really looking at the low market cap S coins, but I look at the charts. And then I look at the markets. What markets are there? What exchanges are they available on? Is only 2 exchanges, 3 exchanges? Meh. If it's got more, great. Are those exchanges reputable? Have those exchanges been around a while? But most importantly, once I get done looking at that data, what I like to do, and again, this may be a bad example, is I go to the main website and I'm hoping, this is the key word, I'm hoping that they have a GitHub. And here's one right here. It's right, you can barely see it, it's right here. It's usually at the top or the bottom. and then I look at the activity. See, what you want to look for in GitHub is activity, right? You see the spike, and then it kind of dies down, but it keeps spiking up and down. All right, that's okay, that's okay. You don't want flat lines. But just because one section of their commits or projects is flatline doesn't mean anything bad. You just want to see activity. I've seen projects where every single one of these are flat lines. For example, Z Classic, when things switched over and stuff like that. But GitHub is also an indicator to me of a project's strength. It's not a great indicator, but it is an indicator that I look at to determine, hey, is this something that I want to get into? So just to recap, I look at their basic charts. I look at their market, what exchanges they're available. I go to their website to look for their GitHub to see how their activity has been. But then I'll also check out their socials. Are they active on social media? Are they doing very well? Stuff like that, okay? Those are some of the things that I look at, and I just want to mention that because obviously this article was bringing it up. So Outlier Ventures Q2 2020 report found a substantial rise in developer activity for Polkadot and Cosmos. A few months later, Polkadot came from nowhere to land in the top 10 by market capitalization, and Cosmos price, meanwhile, has risen 438% in the last year, according to data from CoinGecko. This guy's trying to talk to me, and I'm not understanding his language. Yep. Sorry, guys. This is what I do. I'm on call, and I'm going to be on call the rest of the week. Believe it or not, it's me and my wife's anniversary, and we got to do something, but I'm working. So I'm doing a live stream for you guys, and I'm working, so let's thank my wife that she didn't kill me yet. Not that she would, YouTube. Don't demonetize me. She loves me. Just sometimes. Anyways, Cardano is... got an upgrade. What time tonight? Where's it at? I think it's tonight around 12 something. Would I get demonetized for whistling Jurassic Park? Is that possible? I believe it is. Alright, so where is it? I think, yeah, the Alonso upgrade should be around 12 o'clock tonight. Sorry, I'm scrolling really fast. My apologies. Anyways, yeah, so the Alonso upgrade is brewing attention, and Cardano's starting to, continue to climb up. I mean, it's been climbing up. Algorand's another one, and we got to think about it. We're talking about, Polkadot. We're talking about Cosmos. We're talking about Solana. We're talking about Cardano and Algorand. Algorand's price doubles in 2 days as Ethereum rivals Ascend, right? So anything that can rival Ethereum. I'm not saying the flipping, right? We're not saying that these coins are going to flip Ethereum, but they most certainly are competitors in some form or fashion. And some of them like to say they're not competitors, that they just work in alongside. But let's be real. Nobody wants to say they like to be number 2 or number 3. They always want to be number 1. It's just when they're not there yet, they're all like, no, we're not trying to compete. So with Algorand, and Algorand isn't even in the top 10, it still has some promise to it. I have looked into the project, and I have looked into the team itself. But let's go over some bits here. So El Salvador will utilize Algorand's proof-of-stake blockchain network for infrastructure and services. Algorand's price hasn't been this high since the coin was first launched in June 2019. CoinGecko's data also shows an all-time high of $3.56 from that time, but the coin rapidly fell below the $2 level and remained there until yesterday. It has jumped 35% over the last 24 hours alone. When it launched in 2019, Algorand is a blockchain platform that uses an energy-efficient proof-of-stake model akin to Solana and the upcoming Ethereum 2.0 launch. It's designed to be fast, scalable system for decentralized applications and DeFi protocols, the kind that enable users to trade, borrow, and lend crypto assets without third-party intermediaries. At its peak price yesterday, Algorand reached the 12th spot in CoinGecko's ranking of largest cryptocurrencies by market cap, and it's 18th. And I'm pretty sure if we go look at a snapshot, which, by the way, let's go do real quick. Snapshots. Let's go. What am I doing? Let's go look at That's 2013. So let's go all the way down. Yeah, let's look at the 29th of August. So Algorand was all the way 42, right? And there's the market cap right there. What is that? Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. So 3.5 billion. And we go back, it's at 10.9, almost basically 11 bill. So yeah, it's definitely climbed up. It's over $2 now. If El Salvador is really going to utilize it for X, Y, and G, that's cool. But really in September is really where it started to take off. We look at we're getting back to where it was pretty much at the very beginning. At least from this chart, because the chart may have not started at the same time Algo has. So we're above what this chart had at the very beginning of Algorand's tracking. So good job, Algorand, and the team over there. There are a few factors that can explain Algorand's recent surge. On August 31st, financial services from Coinbase announced that it has signed an agreement with the government of El Salvador to develop the Latin America country's blockchain infrastructure on Algorand. Not sure how that's going to work out. I have faith in the project and the dev, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of iffy on that. I'm going to have to take a wait and see stance. But I mean, that's pretty bullish for not only the country, but for Algorand as a whole. So we'll see how things pan out. And then this one continues to talk about Solana and stuff like that. Solana cryptocurrency is absolutely madness, right? So it's just climbed up dramatically. I don't even know how to explain it. If we go look at the chart, it's just absolute madness. I mean, look at that. That's basically a half pipe. That's basically almost straight up. Just straight up. So I figured there was going to be some type of pullback, because we can't be parabolic like that or just keep going straight up, but we kept doing it, so whatever. I mean, we're over the 50, we're over the 100, we're over the 200. I mean, all the charts look good. We might dip back down again, but I mean, that was absolutely nuts. I mean, that dip that we had for Bitcoin that pulled Solana down to, was that the dip? When was that? Yeah, September 7th. That brought Solana down to about 129, 130. That was a perfect opportunity to get in if you didn't. However, I think there's going to be more opportunities. Not financial advice. There's going to be more. There's always more opportunities, stuff like that. But just look at this death trap. I mean, just sitting here idle for so long, guys. So long. So, I mean, congrats to 1 month is not right. 1 day. For people that entered at $1.14, like, congrats, for real. For real. If you were in this at $1.14, congrats. Moving on, we're going to talk about some hardware news, but I just want to let you know that the giveaway has ended. Sorry if you didn't make it. I've been talking about it. I've been tweeting about it. I've been mentioning it. But stay tuned, and I'll get you guys an email so we can go ahead and get you guys those prizes. Or ladies, whichever it may be. Flux has climbed up as far as the profitability in mining, but that's it. I can't really talk to Flux. I would challenge you to go watch my boy Crypto Mikkel, who's a lot more knowledgeable, but it has climbed up in profitability and looking pretty good. I've tweeted about it when I saw the uptick in not only activity but its trades. I mean, its market cap has climbed up. But yeah, I can't speak to it and every nuance and detail that it has. Crypto Mikkel can, and I would challenge you to check him out. Ravencoin predictions. Well, let's go take a look. I'm not a TA, guys. I'm not a TA. Like, I like to compare Raven or any crypto asset against its BTC pairing, not the USD, but I'll do USD for you. All right. Okay, so the all-time high was around 30 cents. On a 4 hour, the 50 crossed underneath the 200. It's about to cross underneath the 100, so that could be a bullish sign, because you know the market always does, crypto always does the opposite of what everybody's thinking. I mean, it followed the same thing as Bitcoin. When Bitcoin had that dip on the 7th, you know, it dropped all the way from 13 cents down to a whopping 9 cents. So it's not big, but I mean, I like the project. I'm a strong advocate for the project. I mean, they support miners, and I love that. They listen to miners, and I love that, unlike Ethereum. Not mentioning any names. But I don't know. So as far as predictions, looking at the chart, I mean, we're not going to do anything special. We're going to be anywhere between 10 cents all the way up to 15 cents, maybe 18 at the max, if anything. We really need a huge push in the market. We need a lot of buying power in the market. I don't think Ravencoin isn't one of those coins that a lot of people are using 20x leverage on. It's always Bitcoin, Ethereum, or some other cryptocurrency, and that's usually when you get the big pumps, right? Because they over leverage themselves. A short comes in, screws their position, and then they have to buy it back, and it's in swabs, it's in big numbers, and we don't have that type of trading inside of Ravencoin. Now, it does look like we're making a Bart Simpson pattern right there. So, I mean, we could pump up, but it's going to be really reliant upon what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin pumps, Ravencoin's going to go up. What's Ravencoin going to do? It's probably going to go up to 13, 15 cents. Long term, I really hope to see Ravencoin, and this is just pure speculation, around 50 cents to $1. That long term, will that happen? I don't know. I know the Ravencoin community keeps on trying to develop and trying to draw more interest to it, but it really depends. We do got some good signals happening down here, so we could see Ravencoin go up. But when we had a very good market signal, it went up and came straight back down. So I don't know. We don't have the volume or the type of selling that we would see with other coins. If we did, that would be a benefit, because when they did get wrecked, we would have a huge pump. Or when they did do when they got wrecked, we have either a huge pump or a huge sell-off. But I mean, it's basically copying Bitcoin. A lot of the cryptocurrencies that I like, I don't want to see them following Bitcoin. Like Solana was on its own trek. Bitcoin was just going sideways or going down, and Solana was like, "No, bro, I'm going up." I mean, look, Solana's at 191. We just looked at it. It was at 182. Let's go back and check it out. Yeah. So it already went up $6-7 just in the time that we looked at it. So this crypto market is really crazy. All right, so we're gonna move on. Who's damaged a GPU learning how to overclock, and did you get it back to working again? So I never damaged a GPU while overclocking, but what happens is you will blue screen or you will green screen, or it really depends on the GPU. Like AMD green screens, Nvidia blue screens. AMD can blue screen, but we also get artifacting. What I would recommend is don't allow it to start up and apply settings at Windows startup. So if you have start with Windows checked inside settings, and then you have this little flag at startup, that basically means it's going to apply the overclock at startup. So if you crash because of an overclock and you go to reboot and you can't, it's because it's automatically trying to apply the clocks that broke your GPU or that was too high. So you want to make sure that's off while you're testing and tuning, and then you want to use a program called Heaven Benchmark, right? Do uncheck full screen, run, and set tessellation a little bit higher, maybe do like moderate or something like that, quality high, whatever. Run that in full screen border, and then you need to test and tune your GPU. bump up the clocks by 50 megahertz, 100 megahertz. You know, once you start finding that instability, or maybe the heaven benchmark crash, all right, start back, you know, back it down a little bit, then do increments of 5 megahertz, 10 megahertz, whatever. You got to really fine tune each GPU. But all my overclocking, I may have had system freezes, crashes, blue screens, whatever, but I was always able to actually recover from that system issue. So the 3080 Ti 20 gigabyte model is actually real. The 3080 Ti is already one of the best graphics cards on the market, but there's rumors of Nvidia preparing a 20 gig variant. Now, to me, this kind of sounds like a 1090 that didn't pass, or maybe it was cut down because, you know, it sucked. It only had so many cores or whatever. Maybe the memory modules weren't working. I don't know. But it's basically, you know, a lot of the GPUs that didn't make the final cut for the 3090 are going to be this 3080 Ti with 20 gigabytes. Now, the 20 gigabytes is not going to do anything for us for mining, but it will do something for gamers with, you know, high workloads, CAD, some type of designing, games that really utilize a lot of memory or memory leaks. So yeah, it's be very interesting. But they were able to find us out because there was a Gigabyte EEC listing back in December 2020. The device ID for the regular GeForce RTX 3080 Ti is 10DE 2208, and the 20 gig version is 10DE 2205. So yeah, they found it. It's real. How much is going to be is a good question. Scalper prices are absolutely nuts, but I'm interested in seeing it. What I'm interested is in this. So Nvidia's tiny RTX A2000 GPUs. Actually, a colleague mentioned it. One of the members of the channel in Discord mentioned this, and I really thank you for sharing. But I saw it, I glimpsed at it, but I didn't really look into it. This tiny RTX A2000 GPU is more for workstations, right? So for like, for example, I used to work for a company in Georgia that used to do a lot of CNC milling and machining of metal and stuff, and they would use their quadros and whatever to actually run those machines, and for it to guide along the map that they have to grind out or, you know, cut out the metal. And this would be really perfect for them. Like, honestly, this would be really perfect for it. I am interested in getting my hands on one. I actually do have one ordered. Whether or not I will get it, though, is a good question. And if I did, I would like to give it to that, but the guy that I used to work for up there was a really good guy. That family was really good people, and this will be a huge upgrade for their workstation over the Quadro that they have. I don't even think they're on the latest generation of RTX GPUs or anything like that. So if I get this, I would like to test it if possible, because I'm not sure how the miners are going to take up to it. You know, if there's going to be some type of driver issues or whatever. But I do plan on getting this card. Again, I have it ordered, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. And it's not going to be much performance, but it's just interesting to me, okay? So Nvidia launched the RTX A2000 GPU today, and I believe this article was written on August 10th. Designed for workstation professionals, Nvidia's smallest Ampere GPU so far, so it is the smallest and could easily squeeze into a small form factor workstation. Like Nvidia's old Quadro cards, the A2000 is designed primarily for work professionals who want to leverage ray tracing and Nvidia AI capabilities, and is the latest in a line of A-series GPU. This GPU can deliver over 8 teraflops of GPU performance, coupled with 3328 CUDA cores, 6 gigabytes of DDR6 with ECC, and a memory clock of 6,000 megahertz. This makes it look more capable on paper than something like the RTX 3050 laptop GPU. It only consumes 70 watts of power, so it's very power efficient. So not a major graphics card, right? So the RTX 3050 laptop, I don't have the hash rates on the top of my head, but it's not going to be anything major. I just find it very interesting, and the only time that I can really get hardware, because I don't have the hookups, sponsors, or anything like that, as some people in the tech space do, is I can buy the hardware myself because it's at a decent cost. and then I flip it or I give it to somebody who needs it more than me. And I've done that before. That's why the first 3080 I ever got, the Founders Edition one from Best Buy, was provided to a colleague of mine who is using it for gaming, and he uses it all the time. So for all the gamers that hate miners out there, there are some miners that do care about gamers and other people. So moving on, Bitmain will reportedly bring 56,000 mining rigs to Georgia. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. Bitmain will reportedly take its 56,000 of its Bitcoin mining rigs to Georgia following the Chinese government's decision to shut down the cryptocurrency mining operations. The company's lead product offering is the Antminer series, which uses TSMC-made cryptocurrency mining application-specific integrated circuits, or ASICs, that can match the hash rate of multiple GPUs, making them popular for large-scale operations, at least until crypto crackdown in China forced it to halt all sales earlier this year. ISW Holdings, which is mid-transition to its new Block Quarry brand, announced on Tuesday that it will form one such operation in partnership with Bitmain and Bit5. The companies are supposed to host 56,000 mining rigs set to consume up to 200 megawatts of electricity at the Block Quarry facility called Pod City in Georgia. So yeah, they're moving things on over here. Nita. So Binance throws its weight behind Cardano's Alonzo hard fork. This is what I was looking for. Okay, so the Alonzo hard fork is expected to happen on Sunday, September 12th at approximately 21:44 UTC. 30 minutes prior to the event, Binance will halt, this is important, will halt all deposits and withdrawals of ADA, the network's native token. Trading of the asset, however, would not be infected. All right, so if you're trading on the platform, you're good, but as far as withdrawing or depositing during this time, not so good. So Cardano, this is Cardano's most significant upgrade to date. The Alonzo hard fork will bring smart contract functionality to the network, meaning that developers will be able to build a decentralized finance apps that enable the lending, borrowing, and trading of assets without resorting to decentralized intermediaries such as banks. So that's what I was looking for earlier when I was trying to look for the time and date. So just be aware of that. Again, that's one of the main reasons why Cardano is looking good to many people. Matter of fact, let's go look it up. Let's go look up Cardano. Let's look at that BTC. See how it's doing. Yeah, I mean, look at that. We got it straight up again. Now, that was today. That was today. So we went from... It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. So we'll see how things go. And we're getting ready to wrap up here. So if you have any questions specifically for me, please at me in the super or send a super chat, either or. But AMD's Ryzen 6000 series rumored to be in mass production, but it won't be or may not be Zen 4, which is kind of disappointing. One of the most active leakers in the Twitter sphere, Greymon55, claims a new round of APUs from AMD have entered into mass production and will be unveiled during CES. This would bear the Ryzen 6000 series branding, but are not likely to be based on Zen 4. Making sense of the ever-changing rumor landscape is no easy task, yada yada, don't care, whatever, blah blah blah. It's not exactly what we're looking for. Rembrandt is what has entered the mass production phase, meaning that the chip design is finalized and being produced in large quantities. Yep. Folks at Video Cards have put together a handy chart outlining the various CPU, APU code names. But yes, all right, so let's see here. Among several other products, AMD package, yada yada. So the next chip, so this is what I normally do, and the reason why I find this important or relevant is I usually wait every other gen. For example, you know, after, oh my goodness, what was it? It wasn't Ivy. What was it? Ivy Bridge came after. What's the one that came before Ivy Bridge? I had the CPU. Why did I forget it? 2500K, 2700K. That one. I can't remember the dang code name. But anyways, I wait multiple generations for both Intel and AMD because usually the reiterations of those aren't as profound in performance. It might be a light uptick, but it's not as profound. So yeah, I want to be cool. You are cool. Why would you say that? You wanted to do the $2 so you're always cool. You don't have to do $2 to do cool. I asked if you had questions though. You silly. But yeah, so like I'm on the 5900X right now. I could get the 5950X, but there's really no point for me. I'm not going to really put that CPU to the max or put it to its full limit. So basically I'm just chilling. And if Zen 4 if Zen 6000 series is coming out, but it's not going to be Zen 4, then I'm going to wait till Zen 4 actually comes out and then eventually upgrade and stuff like that. I have tried Windows 11, but I haven't installed it on my mining rigs or my main system. I played around with it in a VM, but I prefer to wait till all the bugs and kinks and issues get worked out before I start applying it, especially to a mining rig, because downtime is not necessary, and I already have enough downtime with the AMD system because it just wants to be AMD. But that's neither here or there. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. I thank you so much for hanging out and watching the stream. I got to get back to work in my actual job. But I appreciate all the support and love that you guys show. I wish you the best as far as the crypto markets. Make sure you keep your head up. Keep your head up as far as positivity, but keep it down as far as getting yourself into trouble. Stay good, stay positive, help each other out, uplift each other, and yeah. I thank you so much for watching. So do me a favor, on the way out, if you're watching this in the future or even now, hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and notification bell to stay up to date with what's going on in the channel. I know a lot of my videos recently have been more tech related than crypto related, but that's what I am. That's what this channel is all about. If you like that kind of stuff, you definitely need to get subscribed. Don't forget to check out dogelord.com, where you can get a sweet shirt like this from the SerpentX collection. And you all have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you for the congratulations, and don't stay tuned for the 20K giveaway in the future. It will happen.